if you live in the Pacific Northwest, you know what this stuff is. This is moss, and moss is really tough on your lawnmowers. Can electric lawnmower do it? Let's go find out. Hey guys, McGregor on How's the Hideaway for On Adventure. Alright, it's been raining for the last few days, and the grass is growing out of control. Time to get it cut. But I want to show you my new Greenworks 60 volt, actually it's a Greenworks Pro 60 volt self-propelled lawnmower. Can this do the job? I think it can, so let's go see. Alright guys, so this is my new, well it's not new, actually I've had it for almost 3 months now, because I always like to do tests on this stuff to see if it actually performs like it should. And now this thing actually performs really well. So we're going to go over some of the features on this thing. It's 60 volt, self-propelled, 21-inch cutting surface. So let's look at some of the features. Alright guys, so single lever height adjustment and 7 levels of adjustment going from 1 inch to 4 inches. Really simple to do. You just grab it and it goes down. You want to go up, it goes up. Simple, easy, one hand, very cool. Nice thing with this lawnmower is it is a 4 function. So it does side discharge, it does mulching, it does bagging, and it also does leaf shredding, which is a pretty good thing for an electric lawnmower. Nice handles, ergonomic in design, very comfortable. Okay, it's got a single lever for height adjustment, and you can fold it up for storage, which makes it really nice. It's 2 lever. You got your blade engagement, and on this side you've got your wheel engagement. Both are operated by, you press the button on top, hold it down, engage your lever like so, and it starts. Simple. When you want to move, you engage your button, pull your lever, and the lawnmower goes running away. Very cool, very easy. Variable speed. This is really nice. You can go from a turtle to a rabbit. A rabbit it's pretty quick. So you're definitely going to be burning some calories when you're doing it at that speed. But that's good. So it's a single blade, which is nice. But what I like about it is this runs double 60 volt 5 amp hour batteries. So that gives me a total of 2 hours of run time, which is more than enough to do my lawn. And when you close the lid, it's a soft close, so you don't have to worry about banging it or hurting yourself. It's very nice. Alright, so does it work? Yeah, it definitely does work. So let's go cut the grass and I'll show you. Let's do a sound test first. Okay, so stand behind here. This is your typical lawn. This is typical noise. Engage the button. Here we go. We engage the button. Engage. And as you can tell, it's pretty quiet for a lawnmower. Amazing. No gas smell. No noise. No gas smell. How simple is that? Why would you buy an electric lawnmower? Well, maintenance. This thing requires no oil changes, no spark plug changes, no tune-ups, fuel. You don't have to run to the gas station to get fuel. You plug it into the wall, or in my case, I'm using 100% solar to power these, which is really nice, and clean energy. Don't have to worry about adding to the pollution cycle of the world. So let's go cut grass and see how it works. Alright guys, so 25 minutes later the grass is cut, and what I did, a couple of things I forgot to tell you about, so we're going to go over a couple of the other features, but I also want to let you know I was bagging this, and I was also cutting this grass on the absolute lowest setting. Okay, so I like to keep my grass nice and short, and what that does is it actually helps with killing off some of the moss that builds up in there. So, how did the Greenworks Pro Ultra Power 60 volt lawnmower do? Well, first thing everybody's going to ask is how much battery's left. Okay, so we're going to look at this one. You got power indicators on both. So this one says it's done. Okay, so this battery is dead, and this battery we'll take a look at, and this one is fully charged. Okay, so I used one battery to do this lawn, so I've got more than enough to do the front yard. Now, the bag feature is a quick connect, and it just lifts up. It's got two little hooks on. This closes down, seals it in, and all your clippings go into the bag. I also forgot to tell you about those power levers. These are left or right. You do not need to activate them both at the same time. So there's a blade engagement on the right hand side and a blade engagement on the left, and the same with the wheel engagement. Okay. Also forgot to tell you before, there's a turbo button. How cool is that? Okay, so when you're running a lawnmower and you run into really heavy grass, the lawnmower will ramp up speed on its own, but if you're getting into some really heavy stuff, it's got a turbo button, and it kicks it into a pretty high revolution. The other thing that I should mention too is it's got a fuel gauge or battery gauge right on the handle, so you can see where you are whenever you activate the wheel lever. It tells you how much is in there. It's usually one battery dead, one battery full. Other thing, headlights. You probably saw it in the video. These are ultra high bright LEDs, just one on each side, and probably in the fall time it'll be nice for cutting some grass. Alright, so let's talk about things that I'm not quite happy with. Number one is the batteries. When you first get them, you actually have to go through about 3 or 4, probably 4 at least, charge discharge cycles to get them to operating to full capacity. When I first got the lawnmower, I couldn't even do half my backyard on both batteries. So, but after a few charges, the power came back, and now I'm back to, with regular cutting, this is really heavy because it's been raining and the moss is really thick, but regular cutting, you're going to get about an hour out of each battery, so that's pretty good. The blade material for the lawnmower, it's very soft. I've got a 19-inch, which I've had, a Greenworks 19-inch, which I've had for 7 years. And it's still running flawlessly, but the blade is way better on this. With having chickens, the chickens like to take rocks out of everywhere, such as they go under your steps and they get the rocks and they kick them out on the grass. So, and all of a sudden you've got big dings in your lawnmower. So having a grinder is very handy, and it takes just a second to touch it up, you know, whenever you ding it. So what else? The weight. This is a fairly hefty lawnmower, which is nice because it gives you really good traction when you're trying to do your lawn, and especially with the running through moss and stuff, the weight of it actually helps power through. But you wouldn't want to be pushing this. It's designed to be used with the self-propelled feature. The variable speed is very nice. I love that. You can go fast, you can go slow, whatever you're comfortable with. All in all, This lawnmower is awesome. It's taken my lawn work down a tremendous amount of energy on my part because of the self-propelled feature, and it does a super job of doing your grass. As you can see, it's pretty smooth. And it's really nice that the 60 volt actually the handles fold up and you can actually stand it on its end to take a minimal amount of space in your shed or garage, which makes it really convenient for storage. Alright guys, so there's one more feature that I should have pointed out earlier too, is you don't have to run the blade and the lawnmower at the same time. The nice thing is, okay, now I have finished cutting my grass, right? So I'm just going to take it, I'm going to use the lever, lift it up a little bit, just so it doesn't drag on the grass. I can push the button like this. Where are you? There. Push it. I'm going to hit the drive mechanism. I'm going to turn it down a bit so it doesn't go running off on me. Power, and here we go. And it just goes by itself all the way back to the shed. So there's no more pushing. So now let's go fast. Fast. All right. Back to the shed. And you don't have to waste battery power by powering the blade on grass that you've already done. Alright, so overall, what do I think of this lawnmower? Greenworks 60 volt Pro. Pretty impressed. I love it. It's made my job a whole bunch easier in cutting the grass, and I'm not running to the gas station to get gas. I don't have to worry about oil changes. Don't have to worry about spark plugs. I don't have to run out and get tune-ups in the springtime. In the springtime, I don't have to sit there dragging on a handle for hours and hours trying to get it started. You put the battery in, press the button, and it goes. Greenworks Pro 60 volt self-propelled lawnmower. Awesome machine. Okay guys, I'm McGregor on the Isles of Hideaway for On an Adventure. Take care.